Hello. I just could not wait to play more of this. This is probably going to be a shorter stream, since I really want to watch the Daniel Matt's first playthrough of this. I expect him to take an incredible amount of time to create a character, and I'm very excited to watch that. But I couldn't wait to continue playing this. I love that we've got our two characters on the screen that I have, of course, forgotten the names of, and I'm sure I can. Ooh! Whoa! There's a little session notes thing. Alright, so last time you got through the whole intro sequence. Just a day ago, a local tea shop exploded, and it's your job to figure out why. For some reason, you woke up at the bottom of a morgue. Great start. Excuse me. You had a little chat with Viskin, the pale-faced local mortician. Then you went out to explore the city. Now, Tolstad is a pretty big place, but just the tiny snippet that you're focused on already has a ton of people around. You had a ton to look at. Now, you still need to find that goblin chieftain, and of course, you also took a look down into the city below, which you'll have to return to later. So this is Tolvin, right? And then I can't remember the orc lady's name. I'm sure we will see once I start. So, let's dive right in. Spoken choices, internal thoughts, performed actions. Yes. Very, very disco. Alright, so yeah, first things first, I would like to check our journal for people. If that is a thing I can do. Does not look like it. So, I've forgotten the orcs lady's name. Great. It's fine. Well. Sorry, I'm just gonna click through this real quick. I didn't mean to choose feet. I already chose one. So, yeah. I guess, can you change them then? Or maybe it didn't save that. Yeah, it doesn't appear like it saved it, because our con didn't go up. Because I definitely did all of this last time. Vera. Alpha is in Vera. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Don't know why it didn't save that, but I will make sure to go on and save, create new save file, save. These eggs seem like a really bad idea, but I wanna. Come on, just a little thrill. Push it despite your groaning stomach. No, you will die. I fell into the river once, why not twice? Your gut twists at the thought of tumbling down those red rocks. Stop this, you have nothing to gain. Nothing? Now that's just not true. Your job is self-preservation. This is not it. Self-preservation becomes a lot easier with coin. Gotta risk a little to gain a lot. Nothing here to gain except another death. Boring. So very boring. Yeah. Let's not. Okay. So, DC 14. This will let you live. Got it. Ooh, there's a little thing to interact with here. I assume this is a sign. Viskin Lich House, but then the and dentistry is scratched out. Braxo Pencilwing. Goblin wall art. A green face is splattered across the facade, staring wildly towards a flaming sky and the dragon spread across it. Or something like that. Can you call this art? What does it mean? It represents a devotion, albeit in an asinine way. The coins stand for all the fat loot the dragon brought to her people. You could get behind that. The fire is the soul, the boundary between the real and the heartful. What does this tell me about the state of Norvik? Nothing really. That goblins are artists. All folk seek a belief. They have simply made one out of this supposed dragon lady. Coherent thought from the red one? Impressive. They should worship Earth instead. There we go, back to insanity. Place your hand upon the wall. You take a step forward. The painted stone surface is smooth. There is no cheap dwarven rock. This is Gate-era architecture, disguised among the rest. You feel an esoteric urge to communicate with this object. Con DC 15, tell me your secrets. Interesting. Fuck it. Oh, I get advantage and I still failed. Your focus falters. There is nothing to answer you. But something is there, beyond the silent heart and stone. Try again tomorrow, perhaps. Leave the art alone. Already very much loving the music. Alright, let's talk to this dude. Braxo Pencilwing. You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. His wings flutter faintly in the wind. The fiend throws a quick glance your way. He's annoyed. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. What you reading? Hello, I am from the local government. Hey, little guy, why aren't you on my shoulder? What you reading? A sigh escapes the fiend's maw. He slowly puts down the paper. The paper is actually a torn-out page from a magazine. I like the funny pictures. I believe the fiend is being sarcastic. I like the pictures too. I like the articles more. I don't read much unless it's political. I like the articles more. You can read? Congratulations. He's mocking you. Horrifically snide remark. I like this devil already. Wait, he says, leaning in to get a good look at you. Earthguard? A cleric? Hell's you doing here? That reaction. Your presence is uncommon. You can go wherever you want. Fuck off. I'm not allowed on Tolstad? Divine mission the usual, or none of your business. Not allowed on Tolstad? Of course you're allowed, just not often you guys are here. I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and freestriders run amok. We need some damn order in this place. Wise words. So if you need any legal advice, just let me know. He gives you a tiny, sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. A good little devil. Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister? Can you give me free legal advice? Should I invest in stocks? What about alignment? What does the law have to say on resurrections? What about charm person? I have some questions about a PPG. You hear about the tea shop. Citizen, nod and leave. Man, maybe I could have asked him about the PPG before. Permission of public gathering? Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. He throws a look over his shoulder. He is aware of the dwarves' plight. Ah, this would have been if I failed and needed help. The Asgal dwarves got an expired PPG. Expired, huh? Strange. Just seems like such a strange mistake. Asgalists are known for many things, but making a mistake like that ain't one of them. I don't know, just seems strange. Though if the dwarves got an expired document, they should leave. They have no legal right to be there. How long does it take to get a PPG? A week? Depending on your contacts and your pouch. What would you look for if you're investigating a PPG? Wording, legalese can get pretty complicated, and a good barrister could twist that stuff into oblivion. Other than that, I'd check the basics, names, spelling, dates. A single lithographic error can cause a landslide of troubles. He smirks. I know from experience. What's a PPG? The imp takes a deep breath. A permission of public gathering is a legal document showing the intent of the magistrate of a certain district to allow an individual of a party represented by that individual to gather in a public place such as a town square, street, or city tunnel to perform, protest, exclaim, fraternize, or any other non-commercial activity. Can I have a PPG? Not from me. Ask Darrow. Nicholas Darrow, chosen magistrate of Tolstad. A man known for little else than being the great-grandson of Borgo Darrow, the legendary right-hand man of Earth. Borgo Darrow, the first paladin of Earth, founded the Earthguard as well as the illustrious Darrow bloodline, known for his bravery and inability to be damaged in battle, died of a heart attack at age 40. His passing is used as an example of the importance of aging men to keep track of cardiovascular diseases. Or maybe don't, unless you've got some really important message to deliver to the people. Okay. Yep. That's all about the PPG. I'm getting hungry. Should get a snack soon. He stares off into the distance. Oh, you were saying? Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister? No, I have no legal position within the city. I'm just fairly knowledgeable in magistrate's code. So he works with city law. Ask him for details. He shows you a foul grin. What are you voting in the upcoming election? What am I voting for? Same as you, the little devil says with a laugh. The good guys. And that means the city, duh. The elites are quite literally feeding my trove at this point. You think I'd vote for someone to topple them? Voting in self-interest, as anyone reasonable would do. So you're being selfish in your voting. Wise choice. Interesting, I don't have a political opinion myself. So you're being selfish in your voting? Yeah, who wouldn't be? Do you think those dwarves would be voting for some hippie Asgalist if they were the ones if they were the ones with the palaces, excuse me. I don't think so. Not for a second. Anyway, you wanted something else? So what type of work do you do? If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. He says and smirks. So what do you do? Me? I do scribing most days. Got some connections within the palace, and believe me, whew, that's gotten me through some tough times. See, whenever some rich asshole needs a legal draft in a hurry, who do they send for? The guy with the wings, that's who. Always on call, huh? For sure, but I get around quick. What do you do in your spare time? Calligraphy. A true man knows the value of lettering. Oh, and I do love some reading. Gaining access to the Darrow Library changed my life. Darrowian Library, excuse me. The largest public library in Norvik. You spent many years in your youth inside those stony walls. What's it like being a little red guy? You want an honest answer, or the one I tell my clients? Honest, the second one, whichever is shortest. Honest. Okay, let me put it like this. It fucking sucks donkey shit. Do you know what it takes to get a promotion these days? Tell me, brother. No, I don't care. Is it expensive? No. We're talking decades of servitude to some sadistic fuck that wants to return to Gorgorian's greatness or some shit like that. And then, after risking your life and humiliating yourself, there's a chance this fucking guy will put in the effort of promoting you. And if you're unlucky, you'll turn into a freaking bug. Or worse, something without wings. Tell me about these promotions. Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows how Devilkin work. Let's put it like this. Devils have a ranking system. Some are lower, some are higher. Only way to get higher and metamorphose into a more powerful creature is to be promoted by someone with a higher rank. But hey, could be worse, he says and cackles. Could be a demon. A chaotic fiend. They are mostly bloodthirsty monsters and rage-crazed barbarians fallen out of Heiji. But some of their more civilized spawn do reign in the cities and realms surrounding the Endless Maw. Demons are horrible, chaotic creatures that live by the rule of complete meritocracy, which would be amazing if it wasn't for their complete ineptitude at civilization building. I'm done. I've asked everything I wanted to. He throws up his little arms in the air. It's over? By the gods. Can you give me some free legal advice? Oh yes, I'd gladly assist a member of the Earth Guard any day. Just ask. What about alignment? Ah yes, the overrules of morality. Norvik does not moralize over alignment. Officially. Nor do most city-states across the coast. Why don't we lock up all the evil folk? You being a devil are, but why? And you being a devil are, yes, you're evil. Oh yes, indeed, it is pretty easy to spot. He flaps his wings. It can be pretty discriminatory at times. People assume I have their worst interests in mind just because I'm ontologically evil. You don't have their worst interests in mind, or people can be so short-minded. You don't have their worst interests in mind? Look, evil is not some objective thing. It's entirely internal and aligned with your subjective opinion. There are good people who ruin the world and evil folk who do their best to maintain it. That's the deal. Should I invest in stocks? Oh. I do not give nor have ever given investment advice. But, yes, he looks you up and down. I should ask, have you ever bought shares before, cleric? Uh-oh. I don't think so. I don't know what that is. I don't share with anyone, little man. I don't know what that is. Okay, some basics then. Popularized by late Divine Era human adventurer companies, a share is essentially a percentage of ownership of a certain venture. The third out of the 5 eras. When the first gods were born out of mortal folk, and power began to entirely fall into their wonderful and fragile hands. Could be a guild, could be a company, or a specific adventure. Something that is supposed to grow over time, so you can increase the value of your securities in that venture. So venture capitalism. Great. It's a risky way to increase your capital without actually doing any real work. Have you ever bought stocks? Sure, I spend about 40% of my income in risky ventures. Sometimes I even get paid in securities, which is nice, since I won't have to pay any middlemen. What about currency trading? That's something I've heard about too. Oh, that's just the art of switching between various currencies. Say you've got a pouch full of old embers, that is, the old draconic coins. They're made of gold, so even though there are no governments these days who support it, you can always just sell them for the gold value. Great, that's the most basic form of it. But when it comes to city-backed currencies, it gets more complicated. If you've got 10 Brimarks, and let's say you want to convert them into Reedsian tens, how many do you get? Tens are the currency of the Free Strider Revolution. While free cities have multiple currency, the magical paper money of Reeds is quickly growing into the most valuable across the coast. I don't know. Me neither! The value of each currency fluctuates day to day, as does the exchange rate to each other currency. Not to mention the location as well. Tens are powerful because of the far reach of the Free Strider trading charters. Brimarks are nearly useless in Norvik, so the exchange rate, while still not nothing, is quite low. That makes Blood City corporations way less interested in investing here, which then perpetuates the weak value of their currency. Sigs of old Diminor are used in some places, sure, but bring them out in Norvik and any shopkeeper will laugh at you, holding out those shiny little crystal discs. While the penning is accepted automatically, almost as if it's a slightly less valuable crown. The currency of the Visca kingdoms, as well as several dwarven fiefdoms on the Undercoast. It is a commonly accepted coinage in Norvik. Visca, a collection of loose dwarven cities in the northwest Ascani, also known as the Visca kingdoms. Then the soul, on the other hand, is extremely valuable, just because of the Golden Horde's influence. The currency of the Golden Horde, a faintly self-glowing square coinage, a mixture of amber and gold. And the Ilium Yanpala, those weird little ice cubes. Well, I'm guessing you've never seen one and never will. Take one to the exchange station and they will quite literally think you're messing with them. But yeah, that's some info for you. He has been factual. He has been long-winded. Nice rant about coinage. I'm learning so much. Thank you, you talk a lot. Nice rant about coinage. He nods and grins. Economy, you know. Messy and fun. So, should I buy stocks? Look, there are rules in place. Norvik has laws governing what one can and cannot suggest when it comes to financial agency. Your god made those laws to protect people of lower than average intelligence from being tricked by those with ill intent. Could people buy stocks in me? The little red devil stares at you. If you were to set yourself up as a venture, then maybe. I mean, if you could convince someone to invest in you, you know, without breaking any laws regarding investment advice, I'd be impressed, so why not? I don't believe this, but I'm curious. Why is it risky? Sounds like free money. Good question. Imagine you invest in an adventuring party. They head into the Verdun Hills to dive into some great Eretum, or an esoteric area filled with talking cats. Something weird and dangerous, but with potential for a lot of cool treasure to be found and brought back. There's a major chance that those adventurers die out there on their journey. If they do, you lose all the money you invested. If they could make it back, in which case you'd get a percentage of the treasure based on your share. But how often do adventurers come back with a bunch of treasures these days? Where can I buy stocks? You can buy shares directly from Adventure Trader. Basically, someone can give you a piece of paper that says, I owe you, with some legal information on it. Or you can go to a trade hub. I don't think the Tolstad exchange is open until after the election, though. That's all about stocks. Hope you learned something, Cleric. What does the law have to say on resurrections? That's one hell of a question. He smirks for a while. Higher tier resurrections aren't illegal, they're just not available anymore. There are a handful of known divine resurrection spells. Not available. Figured a cleric would know better than me, but he says and shrugs. Spells over 4th or 5th are rarely seen these days. If you want to know why, go pray. Your god grants you magic. In his wisdom, he only grants higher power when needed. In your lifetime, it has not been needed a lot. After Earth died, it's been a bit hard for even top-ranking clerics to manage higher tier magic. At least, if you believe the rumors at the towers, which you should. What about low-level resurrections? Does a murder still count if the victim is resurrected? Are you legally considered alive after a resurrection? Does death absolve you of your crimes? That's all I wanted to ask about. There's Revivify. That's it. High-ranking officials love having clerics around for this one spell. Bunch of pussies. Does a murder still count if the victim is resurrected? He thinks about the question for a bit. There's been cases heard of a man stabbed in a bar fight, bled out just in time for a drunk cleric to arrive, cast Revivify, and the bloke lived. The stabber ended up being charged with a major transgression of personal well-being, and that's not murder per se, but I'd argue it had more to do with the fellow's barrister making it clear to the judiciaries there was no killing intent. So, not an accident, but not murder, just a brawl gone too far. But that'd be a hard sell if the victim wasn't breathing. A complex scenario, something clerics often have to contend with. But in most cases, I'd say yes. So don't go around murdering folk and then revivifying them, cleric. It would be a waste of a spell slot, yes. And evil. But also a bit funny. Very funny. Would be kind of funny, though. But, you know, don't. Are you legally considered alive after a resurrection? Yes, for all intents and purposes, you are alive. Undeath, on the other hand, would be a very different affliction. And how is that defined? As long as the necromancy is considered of divine origin and the soul is returned to a healthy body, then it is considered as a normal resurrection. If the origin is more black magic shit, as they say, or some kind of corpse animation, then it would be considered as bodily sacrilege. And that's a top-tier criminal offense. How top is it? Oh, it's up there. Does death absolve you of your crimes? Does death absolve your crimes? Now you're asking real questions. But no, it does not. There's been actual laws signed in old kingdoms over this shit. He leans in, looking excited. You've got the devil going. That's a good thing. So, classic story, alright? A real bad guy is caught murdering his neighbors. Real sick shit. He's executed after a quick trial. Justice wins again. Everyone's happy. But surprise, some holy man raises him up a couple months later. Death and rebirth? Holy man or foul necromancer? In this situation, the bad guy did technically pay for his crimes. His life was taken by the state. Just because somebody gave it back to him doesn't change that fact, right? Well, people weren't too happy with that, as you can imagine. Thus, the common legal term these days for capital punishment is DIP, death in perpetuity. Stands for death in perpetuity. Kind of funny when you think about it. Makes total sense. One death is enough, I think. Or I follow the law. So, like, pulling back the curtain here, I'm against capital punishment, just in general. But it's interesting. If death is reversible, is death allowable as a punishment? Part of the problem with death as a punishment in the real world is it's final. It's also horrible and torturous, right? Like, I'm one of those people that believes that, like, everyone should have a chance at rehabilitation, and you know the current prison system does not do that, right? So I don't think death, even in this scenario, is reasonable. But if I had to pick one of these, I would say one death is enough, I think. Really? Well, suppose humans would have a different outlook than a fiend like me. So to keep criminals DIP'd, most states tend to hide, lock up, or simply burn corpses and spread the ashes using non-resurrectable methods. So a properly DIP'd dead guy shouldn't be able to return without the use of some miraculous 9th level spell, which obviously these days isn't too likely. That's all I wanted to ask about resurrections. Ooh. What the hell? Anything else? What about Charm Person? Charm Person! Such a fascinating spell. Of course, all spellcasters are required to be registered in Norvik. It's the same in all not completely chaotic city-states. There are certain spells that just are not allowed at all, like Fireball is a popular example. A 3rd level evocation spell causes fire to emerge at a given point, spreading within a 20-foot radius, filling up available space. But Charm Person is, despite its devilish mind control, legal if it is cast by a registered cleric or city-hired interrogating mage. Private entities are not allowed to learn or cast it, although I can promise you many do. Can I cast it on you? People don't tend to like it when I cast Charm Person on them. Good to know. Can I cast it on you? Sure, but it'd be a waste, since I'm already your friend, cleric. He shoots you a devilish grin. I don't think I can cast it on him. You hear about the tea shop? Yes, of course. Pretty hard to miss when flying past Tolstud. What's your take? It blew up. Not sure what else you want to hear. Why do you think it blew up? Honestly, haven't seen a blast zone like that since the Coast War. And you didn't hear this from me, but the little fellow trusts you. He is your friend. Strength failure. The scorch marks look like those from a fireball, but not the kind you'd get from a trigger-happy pit fiend. We're talking high-level wizard stuff. Be careful, cleric. Powerful forces are at work here. Thinking about it for a few more seconds makes it clear to me that it's all a big cover-up. Wouldn't be the first time a city-trained spellcaster goes a little off the hinge. Slander. The city does not train people to explode. Other than that, not to be self-incriminating or anything. Oh. But could be a fiend or an elemental. I mean, Waterlane has shipments from Kargamesh every other month. Maybe a fire elemental slipped through. Who knows? A fiend, huh? Don't look at me like that. Worst thing I can do is turn into a bat. An abnormally handsome bat, of course. But I'd suggest having a chat with the owner of the tea shop. Who knows what feathers were ruffled, eh? He gives you an ominous chuckle. I kinda want to cast Charm Person on him. No reason to cast that spell. Okay, got it. So when it's grayed out, you can't cast it. Cool. I want to raise my strength temporarily. Just to try that dialogue again. Give me my sword. About the tea shop, what's your take? Why do you think it blew up? The little fella trusts you, he's your friend. Nope. Scorch marks look like those from a fireball. Careful, cleric. City official. There is corruption in every system, even the great city of Norvik. Other than that, not to be self-incriminating, yeah. Citizen, not leave. Okay. The owner of the tea shop is unaccounted for. Locate this Birdman and find out what he knows. The most useful tool through human history. Bucket. +2 strength, -2 wisdom, let your faith guide you. Incredible. Now I gotta try that dialogue again. Hmm? Hmm? You hear about the tea shop? Ba, 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 ba. The little fellow is helping you out of self-interest, surely be careful. Scorch marks look like those from a fireball. Da, da, da. Right, okay. Self-interested. What if I say I think it's a rogue spellcaster? It's the simplest answer. Okay. Go ahead and hit it with another save. And then I'm gonna take this helmet off. Oh, right, I need to swap it for that. The Goblin Garden is ahead. You feel it. Something's inside. Yoink. Shiny. Gimme, gimme. Shard of Yore. In Norvik, a pipe like this could lead anywhere. It's Mario pipe. Divine shrine untended for decades. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. Engage. Pray. Okay. Contemplate the tea shop owner. A bird folk on the run. His shop is in ruins. What sort of business did he conduct there? Contemplate the dragon of Tolsted. A famous goblin leader. Her reach sharp, her gaze strong. She wants you to investigate the tea shop and report to her. The content of that report will determine much. Contemplate milk. No. Come on. Contemplate milk. Fine. It comes from a cow. You like it. Many do not. Now contemplate something else. Contemplate the pillar of Yore. Go deeper. Meditate. Learn and study. Contemplate your fall into the river. It was not an accident. You are not so clumsy. But the question here is not why you fell. The question is, why do you live? Okay. Done. I can try this again. You failed already, now do it for real. Oh! Okay, nice. You focus your mind on Earth's symbol, his red eye, and you remember the words. Watch upon me, Earth, shepherd of his folk. You're filled with a spirit of nostalgia and power. Let me pick up the burden. Lend me your strength. Excuse me, you feel invigorated. Or reinvigorated. This is it. This is prayer of healing. Ooh, we got another spell. Beep, beep, beep. Prayer of healing. 2nd level spell. 2nd level evocation. Casting time 10 minutes. Category divine. Range 30 feet. Components verbal, duration instantaneous. Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. Beam, 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 beam. Oh, hi Dodio. Sorry, wasn't really paying attention to chat. How's it going? Nice, nice. I'm probably gonna have lunch here in about an hour after I'm done streaming. I just wanted to play this game a little today before another streamer I watch, the Daniel Matt, starts his playthrough. Just want to get a bit ahead, although I expect him to take quite a while with starting the game. But we'll see. I've been wrong before. Yoink. We're getting a lot of shards of yore. I'm curious if we should maybe go and use one on that check with the clear necromancer guy in here. Engage. -1 DC, you failed figuring them out. Okay, it's still a 30 DC check. And we honestly don't have a lot of wisdom. We can, or what was this lowering? -1 wisdom, yeah. We can increase that, but still, we don't have any extra wisdom pluses. So I don't think it's worth it for the time being. Honestly, I kind of want to read these books. It's late in the day, though. Let's... The curse of wanting to play games and also watch streamers play them. Yeah. Thankfully, like, just in general, Daniel takes his time with games. So I fully expect to be ahead of him for the most part, but once he starts getting into the like more open parts of this game, I worry that he's gonna start zooming into things that I haven't seen. But like, I remember watching his Disco Elysium playthrough, and he took an hour on character creation there. And honestly, like, compared to this, Disco doesn't have as many choices. Like, you've got 4 stats to organize your points into, and then you can pick 1 out of 24 signature skills, and that's it. He did take the time to like read every stat and all of the information, and that was the majority of the time spent on that second screen. But in this one, you've got like all of the D&D stats. They've all got I don't know where I can see it, honestly. I don't know if you can see it in this menu, but each stat has like 3 different tabs. The cleric's take on it, what the stat does, and then like high level versus low level lists for all 6 stats. And then you also have like 27 points that you can distribute into all of them, and you have a background. So I chose the Esoteric Expert background, but there are like 20 something. So I expect him to take quite a while. But yeah, have you played this game, Dodio? Or do you have any plans to if you haven't? Well, at first brush, it appears to be like people have compared it a lot to Disco Elysium, and very much the comparison is apt. Like, just looking at the dialogue and stuff, like the way it works, you have these like passive checks based on your skills, etc., and then you've also got active checks based on rolls. But the like foundation and mechanics of the game and the things you can do are much more D&D in nature. But it seems like the subject matter of the game is like the story so far has a bit more focus on religion than Disco Elysium, but also has quite a bit of focus on the politics, like Disco does. Yeah, I'm curious about this. Overgrown ancient, sort of interesting. Embedded in the earth, you find weather-bitten stone in the shape of a spiral. Its edges are worn down, smooth almost. And behind you lies the head of what was once a snail statue. Whatever god of symbolism this once denoted, time has ground it down. It is a monument to nothing now. There is something here, but can you understand it? Yet, its purpose. Touch the surface. What's with the snail stuff? Tell me your secrets out loud or leave the monument. Touch the surface. It is cold. You run your hands along the stone, finding it more coarse than you thought. The ridges in the spiral are even smoother. You find they are not at all coarse. Following it, you feel the markings of a sculptor's pick, but they are smoothed out, as if produced not by mortal hands, but by magical precision. You realize this was most certainly an esoterically constructed art piece. What's more, you do feel the outline of a script. Symbols. Runes? Your fingers trace them faintly along the spiral shell of the snail. The symbols do not mean anything to you. If you had comprehend languages, you could understand the script just by touching it. A first level spell allowing you to understand the literal meaning of spoken and written words. What's with the snail stuff? Norvik is built upon layers and layers of ruins. One of those layers, one of the oldest, were a snail folk. Thus you will surely find many of these snail symbols and spiral shapes around the city. Tell me your secrets. No response. Tell me your secrets, damn it, punch the monument. Or this is fine, leave it. This is fine, leave it alone. Ah, no, I want to punch it. I want to punch it. Tell me your secrets, damn it. Your fist makes contact with the hard surface. A crack follows, along with a shooting pain up your arm spreading through your fingers. Ouchie. Oh, fuck. The crack is your bones as well. Ouch. You're alright, Rock. You're alright. Or shake your head, it's not fair. You're alright, Rock. You're alright. The rock stares at you menacingly, but a piece of it fell off from your violent act. Pick up the shard. Oh! So it was made of the same stuff as the pillars of yore. Got it. You put it in your pouch. Wait, you damaged it with your fist? This stone is very brittle. Nod and leave. I don't want to use healing items just yet, because dialogue and stuff can heal you fairly frequently. I do want to look in this pipe, though. You look down at the pipe. Crawl inside now. If you had a smaller companion, you would be able to ask them to crawl inside, perhaps. I'm not going to crawl inside. Try to enter the pipe. I'm done here. Leave. I'm not going to crawl inside. Your gut tells you otherwise. Try to enter the pipe. You get down on your knees in the dirt, and you put your helm face into the entrance of the pipe. You can't seem to get further without immense force. You can do that, just press harder. Enter this hole. Dex DC 18. Push forward or give up. I'm gonna give up just to... The hole is made for you, yet you do not fit. Strange. It would solve all of the mysteries. Oh well. I'm done here. What do I have equipped currently? Nothing for my dex. Oh, wait. I can put on the tattered cloak, but that doesn't increase my dex rolls. I want to see what it says when I do it, but trying to enter the pipe. Push forward. You press your entire body towards the entrance of the pipe. -2 DC, you pushed halfway. Try to wriggle your shoulders together. I'm gonna get stuck. Yep. This hole, it is made for me, etc. I'm gonna get stuck, but fuck it. Wriggle your what? Yes! Compress! You press your entire body towards the entrance of a pipe. Make a squealing noise, that should help. Sure. The screech echoes down into the pipe, surely scaring any dangerous creatures lurking in the darkness. Roar. Roar into the darkness. Oh my god. Oh my god. Make a final push or give up. Make a final push. Oh no. Ow! As you press as hard as you can, you first hear something snapping, then the pain follows. Yes, that was something in your back snapping. Great job. It's time to end this. Your strength is used against you. Don't do that again. DC 12 check. We just have to roll an 11 or higher. It's a 50-50. I'm gonna give up for now, though. Yeah. We keep breaking shit in our body. Oh, I will come back to you later, pipe. The rough letters spell out Our Lady's apartments. An empty barrel. Gimme money. Another empty barrel. More money. Actually readable posters. They're still kind of old. Old, faded posters nailed to the wall. They're unreadable. Okay. Your eyes land upon a series of papers nailed into the wooden facade. Getting out information to people. How do you do it? One possible way. Papers nailed on random walls. You'd be surprised how effective it can be. Some of them are torn or unintelligible. A few catch your attention. This seems illegal. Advertisement requires strict approval from the government. Tear them down. Rip them up. Look at the flyer with the owl on it. Look at the old one saying grand opening. Look at the poster with a faded green hammer. Or rip down the posters and tear them to shreds like a good man. Look at the flyer with an owl on it. S. Yelan and Sons. Binders and lithographers. Everything from designing to engraving. Account, books, manufacturing. Waterlane View 6 LW. This place would fix your ruined spellbook. It's a prayer book, and yes, this place could help with that. Look at the old one saying grand opening. You can barely read the faded lettering on this ink-printed flyer. Grand opening of the Stubborn Sphinx, brewery and commercial tavern. Served without riddles, drunk with all charm. Pillar Crossing 2nd LW. By the look of it, this tavern opened at least a year ago, maybe 2. Look at the poster with a faded green hammer. This is probably the Asgalists. A sun-faded symbol covers most of this large poster. It's a hammer printed with green ink. Asgalists, those who share the plight of the common folk. Gather, ye workers. Asgal said, no gods above, no kings below, only folk. Asgalists rally on the 22nd of March, TS Circle Square, UP. Useless sentimental garbage. You can't just gather people like this. The city is surely against this type of erroneous collectivistic behavior. I'm gonna leave the posters up. Bikes. Interesting. I kind of just want to wander around and see what there is to look at first. Ooh. The halfway bridge. It connects with the palace and the rest of southern Norvik. More coins. Sleeping for service, come back after midnight-ish. An inn. Very nice. Is this the tea shop? It is. Okay. I'll come back here late. Or I'll take a look. The tea shop. An empty water barrels. Let's take a look inside. More coins. Beep beep brr. An almost intact and endlessly rising pillar. The centerpiece of Norvik. Is that someone in there? A trash receptacle mostly stacked with old zines. Ooh. Oh! You reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not just... Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road, you see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been out there for God knows how long, and you think to yourself, what the hells, I'll just eat some trash. Calm down, it's not trash. Rationalize eating trash. It's done. You're too late. Hold up your prize and smile. Listen, man. Maybe you don't know exactly what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself this way. Correct. A man does not consume garbage, unless it's very tasty garbage. Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man. Rationalize eating trash or ignore the voices. They don't control you. Leave. I must rationalize eating trash. And how are you going to do that exactly? Cardamama egotte. Stop this dwarvish nonsense. It's beneath you. Hold on, let's clear this up a bit. This cardamom treat, was it in the garbage or above the garbage? Yes, it was in, above the rim, or adjacent. Yes, it was in. Well, there you go. You're officially a trash eater. Great job. Will I ever recover from this? Sorry to say, but you've officially crossed the line dividing man from bum. You are now a bum. Go enjoy your tasty cardamom treat. Leave. Great. Arn Kiosk Kid. This crate has something in it. A sack full of cement. There's something else in it too. The label on the sack says Autonomous Construction Inc. Skilled unseen labor since 11 PW. A satchel. It looks greasy. Oily instructions. I will take. A glorious seagull. Okay. I'll come back to all this later. I do want to look at the instructions. A page of hard-to-read text titled A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Dodio, I think it's... Oh! No, it's real. I thought that was a statue. It is moving. Well... Now I kind of want to interact with it. Plume of Righteousness. DC 16 Dex check. Nah, I'm not gonna steal the bird's feather just yet anyways. You see a bird sitting on the halfway bridge ruins. It is large, its beady eyes staring out into nothing. Greetings, servant of the river, or wave at the bird. Wave at the bird. The bird does not appear to react to you. The giant seagull. You have a number of traumatic run-ins with them during your youth. A native Ascani bird. They are an opportunistic feeder upon the coast, hunting the various large and monstrous fish and crustaceans, as well as scraps left by folk. They are seldom aggressive despite their size. These are not normally a danger to anyone, Pet the birdie, nod your head and leave. Pet the birdie. As you reach forth, the gull doesn't seem to react until... Ow! It snaps at your fingers. The pinch of pain. Pet the bird again. I want to keep petting the bird. I should stop. I want to keep petting the bird. Are you sure this doesn't seem too smart? Do not anger the beast. It's calm, just sitting there. It has done nothing to you and clearly wants to be left alone. Why do you deal with creatures like this? This is below you. Nod your head and leave. Ow! I'm gonna eat an apple. I eat an apple. Me too. I will take the crowns of the apple. Now I'll take a shard of your... I'm curious. Ooh. Gotta do a run around. More cardamom treats and crowns. Yes, please and thank you. How much money do I have? 98 crowns. Nice. The Great Perch of Norvik. A street sign. You can look at it. Maybe later. A corner of Norvik, still standing in the Gate era. Something stuck in one of the roller mill blades. No, I'm gonna back off. Like I said, I just want to look around at everything first. Active machinery inside. Ooh. Old symbol of an old regime. The Central Temple of Earth. You a druid? Or an elf? Very cool. It says Darrow House in glowing magical lettering. Who are you? Eter, City Sworn Angel. The Magister's back door looks cramped. More snail statues. A truly ancient piece of history, propped up as garden decoration. Entrance to the old guard tower. Okay. This road leads into central Tolstad. You have no business there. Got it. It says I can, oh, it's this person. West Tolls Route, North Darrow House. Dwarven stone, broken in half, pure violence. This is on top of the tea shop. Okay, see you, Dodio. Thanks. I will. A bike line. One bike stands out to you. Drunk Sphinx opens at 1800. Dank smell from below. Snell. Ooh. Nature seeping through the cracks. What do you have? Snell's notepad. DC 7 dexterity check. +1 dex, +1 charisma, -2 strength. Interesting. Interesting. You hear voices inside. This leads to pillar crossing. A tree rising far above. A show of nature's true force. You look up at the branches of a bracken tree. It stands tall in the garden, towering over you. An Ascani tree, known for its impervious nature, sometimes called ironwood, the Ilum forest holds the largest collection of bracken in the world. The Ilum forest, the great woodland covering most of the border between Ascan and Reeds. It is the domain of the Ilum elves. Ironwood, common nickname of brackenwood. It is majestic. Nature is reaching tall and deep. These roots go below the city, nay, even below the river. Touch the tree. Your hands land firmly on the bark. Good tree, strong tree. Connecting with the natural world. Well done. Look up at the branches above. The wind causes the leaves to dance. Wait, between the branches, high above. Oh! Oh! Is that a hole in the bark? A hollow, just wide enough for you to stick your hand inside. Something glimmers up there. Treasure in a bird's nest. Yes, get up there now. It could cause great physical harm if you fell from that height, and heights are scary. The branches shudder in a sudden gust. Climb that tree or don't. I mean, you gotta. You grab onto the trunk. Pressing your entire body against the rough bark, you slowly make your way upwards. Go, go, just a bit more. I think I'm gonna back off. I don't have the dex for this. Not worth it, not at all. You decide to ignore the challenge of the tree and slowly inch your way to the bottom again. The leaves are quite big. What's a bracken tree again? Like a birch, but thicker, made by primal forces of Ascani, one of the 3 pillars of magic. It is represented in the natural, wild, savage, and elemental forces of yore. They cannot be controlled, only bargained with. The bracken tree originates from Ilim Forest and is today a major export resource in Ascani. It is quick to grow and flexible in its usage. Bye, tree. What the hell was that? Right up there. Pillar Crossing, Lower Tolstead. I want to go back. Who was up here vanishing and popping in and out of existence? What the hell? Who is that? What the fuck? Okay, I want to interact with the pillar. The pillar of your towers before you. He is speaking to you. Touch the pillar. Touch the pillar. Place a hand upon the surface. A slight tingle spreads across your palm. This is a magical object. Have a feeling that you can meditate here. It will take some time, but it could prove invaluable. -2 DC. Easy. Hug the pillar. You press your chest and arms onto the cold surface. A tingle spreads through your gut. Try meditating on it. You close your eyes. You shape your mind into an arrow, shooting it out towards the esoteric force. Find the rhythm to Yor's realm, hear his voice. The cold rock of the pillar turns warm in your palm. Pillar of Yor, an esoteric relic left after the end of the Gate era. There are 8 of these pillars around the coast, or 4 if you believe the theories of a wrapping circular coast, and they are indestructible. Although there is some esoteric power within them, no one has been able to make use of them at all. These remind me, I know Dodio has, but if anyone watching this has ever read the Broken Earth trilogy, these remind me of the obelisks in that. No one has been able to make use of them at all. You've marked it with your spirit. Marked it. What? Feel, or open your eyes and move on. Marked it. What? You're unsure. But you feel like there are more spots you need to investigate. Feel. Warm. And deep. It goes deep down and far up. Open your eyes. Move on. You lift your hand from the surface, and you are able to see normally once again. But you feel like you've learned something. You must keep looking. Soon the pillar's secrets will be revealed. You understand plainly, there is more to this pillar you need to investigate. In time, and further below. Finish up. Interesting. There's a rhythm to Yor's realm, and you have heard his voice. Find it at his closest pillar. It reaches deep, investigated on every level. You have meditated with the pillar of Yor on Pillar Street. Okay, I feel like we should investigate the tea shop first. The name of the tea shop is illegible. Tea shop. Amidst scorch marks and cracked masonry, you approach a doorway. There are several planks blocking the passage, the tea shop. Take a peek inside. Fastened with several nails, you also see a paper. Coin Lords Meet updated. At the top it said, with bold lettering, City Notice, no trespassing. Coin Lord. The magistrate handling minting, trade, financing of public works, and tithes, currently held by Nicholas Darrow in the Tolstead district. Does this include me? Perhaps, perhaps not. Try touching it. Touch the planks. As you do, subtle ripples of blue energy appear around your gloved hand. It is sealed. As you move away your hand, the faint aura shimmers in dark, translucent blue and then fades away. This feels like trouble. Just standing near the door makes it clear that there's a locking spell cast on it. Standard procedure for crime scenes. Rude to lock people out. Crime scenes should be public viewing. Remember that you are here on behalf of the goblins. You still have not spoken with their chieftain. To complete this quest, you should probably do that first. Okay. DC 21, strength, -4 DC. So I still have to roll an at 20. What kind of magic is this? Look beyond the planks, look around the scorch marks, check out the trespassing notice on the planks, or I should leave. What kind of magic is this? It's arcane lock. Casting it on a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. A second level abjuration spell. It locks entryways until dispelled. Costs a bit to cast, but once it's in place, it's quite a nuisance. It is used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unseal it. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Can I guess the passphrase? But I can still break it down, right? Take another look at the plank. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Of course, knock would do the trick. Can I guess the passphrase? Guess? Guess? Without knowing who placed the seal personally and their preferences, even assuming the person who placed it is an idiot who would use something of their own preference, there are millions of sentences. There's no chance in hells you can simply guess. Now go figure something else out. As long as this blue asshole is in the way, no, you'll need another way in. But I can still break it down, right? You can certainly try. The line between bravery and foolishness is as thin as a hamster's hair. Take another look at the planks. Take a step back and gaze at the enchanted wood. Look beyond the planks. You catch glimpses of still shadows beyond. A counter, fallen wood beams, a large interior space covered in soot and burnt furniture. A scorched mess. Look around at the scorch marks. The marks go far. The flames must have been enormous. Very clear signs of esoteric power. Check out the trespassing notice on the planks. A handwritten note in bold lettering says, City Notice, no trespassing. It then continues with finer writing. By the order of Coin Lord Darrow, the following premises are under city seizure until under suspicion of criminal offense. Unlawful trespassing will be liable under 13 holster contempt. A collection of laws surrounding the lawful arrest of citizens. I should leave for now. Cut. Your purpose on Tolstad is to investigate the tea shop, locate this establishment, and gain entry. If you want to enter legally, you need his blessing. Okay, and then we also need to talk to Lady Sage Leaf, southern tip of Tolston. I do want to talk to you. You find a goblin standing at the tip of Tolstead. His clothes are fit for a Reedsian trader, and his haircut is fit for an Ascani nobleman, a superficial fellow. Behind him, a vast view of the mouth of River Torna. The goblin cares much about his looks. You catch him immediately glancing at your outfit. Let me guess, you're the cleric. Taking you for granted, this goblin needs to learn humility. Yes, I'm the cleric, that's me. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. The path of being a cleric is becoming even more familiar. Gained 15 XP for choosing this class 3 times. Well, I didn't really want to choose this class 3 times, but it didn't feel right to say anything else. I'm Snell, runner and handler of HWBT. Old lady's been waiting for you. This old lady must be his chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. Greet the goblin kindly. This is the beginning of a great cultural cooperation and exchange. HWBT, old lady, squat down, hello goblin, or nice to meet you Snell, perform traditional goblin salute. This was a mistake. You raise your arms up into the air as one should when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. What the fuck are you doing? Cleric, what are you doing? I'm sorry. Goblin clears his throat. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Sleep deprived? Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne, but, what's all this? He waves his claw towards you. What's all this? You look like a human shit. You've been floating around on the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He is making a playful jab. Don't worry about it. The Gaul. You should teach him a lesson. I fell into the river. He gives a shocked laugh. Wait, really? It's fine. Somebody fished me up. Huh? Lucky you, I suppose. Just dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Is she spooky? Yeah, real scary. Insult her and she'll bite your head off. Then she'll scorch your corpse to dust. He laughs and crosses his arms. Ah, but seriously, she will fuck you up if you annoy her. Not a jest. Tell me more about this lady. Sure. For starters, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik. And considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, cleric. Okay, lead me to her. Good, but just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid, don't climb trees, well, stay away from the edges, and, enjoy the garden, cleric. Goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. He is nervous. That makes you nervous. This dragon sounds dangerous. Keep track of her fangs. You look out over the river. The cold Ascani wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet. Earth be blessed. He is always with you. Follow him down the stairs. You do so with great stride. Yeah, sure. Leave. The sacred river fights against red rocks. These railings follow the Safety Council's standards of 22. I like this area. Your stomach twists. Beware her illusion. What the hell? It's that thing again over here. Neswicka Nessan of the Green. I do want to talk to you. first. I want to see what you got. What you got? What you got? Speak with animals. Yeah, you're a druid. Let's chat, druid. Neswicala, Nisan of the Green. At the top of the garden lookout, you see a strange creature hunched over. Underneath a large red hat, her drooping gaze slowly glides towards you. Not a hat, she's got an actual mushroom growing out of her skull. The elf drops a final piece of mushroom into the bowl on the table and gives you a creepy grin. Nice corner you got here, or lean in and stare. Slowly and in an appropriately dramatic fashion, she widens her eyes to reveal piercing red pupils. Her grin widens even more somehow. Abort, run, leave. Her expression leaves your legs weak, and not in a good way. Ears, white hair, ashen hue, and those eyes. An elf, aren't they? Aren't they rare? In your days, you've only seen a handful of those gangly freaks. Elves don't usually hang around Norvik a lot. They usually stay away from lesser folk. But look at her. This is no elf of Ilum. This is one of those dark elves. Hello, elf. You hear a guttural chuckle leave her lips. A man delves into the garden, his sight set on the mysterious below. Are you that man? Am I that man? More or less. Creepy. Is she trying to intimidate you? I'm somewhere between yes and no. Good. Do not see realms and categories. See the in-between. The elf stammers, or is she an idiolect? The elf does not as much stammer as she tastes some words more than others. She turns around, her red eyes glimmering beyond a mist of spores. Neswicala of the Green. Call me Nasan. I am underling to Hierophant of Pidana. Of course, a druid. Druid, primal spellcaster, often balanced keeping actors across and below the coast, known to commune with flora and fauna. As you look into her eyes, you can feel it. She communes with nature itself on the regular. You're a druid, prove it, or you're a spellcaster. You're a druid, prove it. She just gives you a goofy smile. I don't see how I could prove as such more than I currently do. She points to her head mushroom. There are indeed not many folks sitting around pretending to be mushrooms in bushes. Otherwise the city would be even stranger. I've spent my days handling primal forces, that which grows and decays. Do you know much of it? Yeah, they went over the basics at the towers. It's about nature spirits, right? Like warlockism? Or no, do you? It's about nature spirits, right? Like warlockism? Spirits do inhabit all living things. Although, compared to making a deal with some fiend, I can assure you trees are much more austere. She lowers her gaze for what you realize is the first time since she raised it. I would like to hear your tale, human. There is much to be learned from your folk and your settlement in this band. How sustainable is your lifestyle? You mean me in particular or my people? Both? Or either? She presses down a mushroom in her bowl, sending a puff of spores into the air. Sustainable? How do you replenish the resources you consume? And if you do not, how many years until depletion? I'm supposed to know that? I do not mean an exact number of hours or even years until you run out of natural resources. Just an approximation. And perhaps a toll of the impact on others in your vicinity. You want an answer now? If you have it, but there is no stress. Think about it.
If you focus on yourself, you can probably sustain yourself for a long-ass time. Not yourself. The elf speaks of the realm. How long until your way of life collapses? To keep one balanced with the primal forces of the land is the only just way to live. What was the question again? Earthfolk will eventually chew through this land and be forced to expand. We live in balance here in this city. I personally could live on an apple a day. That's pretty sustainable. Don't care. We live in balance here in this city. You truly believe that? I hope so. Hope is a good thing. It might lead you down the right trail. I've watched your people for some time from a distance. I'm not one to make judgments. That is for the earth and sea. But it worries me how few primal forces there are to keep you at bay. Primal forces? She places a palm against the rough floor. Ospidana has helped keep the undersea from being overtaken by unbalancing powers. Demigods, fiends, celestials, your human arcanists. I just noticed her staff is also a mushroom, by the way. Very nice. Each creates a power that not only overtakes the primal, they do so with ease. That great war your kind waged upon one another delayed it, but I do certainly believe it is inevitable. She speaks of the unsustainable nature of magic. Humans barely exist anymore. We're almost extinct. Don't worry, nature always survives. The primal stuff should just get stronger then. Don't worry, nature always survives. Most often it does, but look at your so-called burned coast and those cursed lands in Diminor. Nature makes it through most things, but there are forces in this world that can wring the life out of every band if it so wishes. Magic is not what it used to be, but she is wise to stay. We must stay vigilant. She takes a deep and deliberate breath. Now, enough of complicated topics. Tell me, human, do you have a mate? The elf speaks of nature as a close ally. You should... Wait, what did she just ask? Stare at her. Well, your cheeks clench. No, not good. Calm down. This is not a hostile situation. Elaborate. Of course, I apologize if I was vague, human. I only mean most humans in this settlement group in pairs. I wondered if those of your kind do the same. We're such long-term committed partnerships. She did not have ill intent in her original inquiry. No, I'm married to my work. Clear your throat, or I'm the cleric, I go solo. No, I'm married to my work. She lowers her mushroom clap and sighs. I see. It is the same here then. The path of an esoteric guardian is to be alone. You are never alone, even when it feels like you are. The elf starts adding some kind of oily liquid to her mushroom bowl. A strange substance. Golden? Perhaps from some kind of undersea whale? Primalkin updated. If this old elf can guide you in any way, make it so. If not, I will return to my toil. Beep beep. Ooh, decent chance. What do you know about the tea shop? Only what the roots whisper to me. The elf leans closer, twisting her head to the side. You must delve deep, human. Something rotten happened that day. The green quakes. They fear what's to come, they whisper. Oh, do they whisper about anything useful? Or do they whisper anything useful? You do not speak with trees often, do you? You should stop and listen more often. So, you were here when it exploded? No, I was much further below. And what do the goblins whisper about? That the city is at fault? That Lady Sageleaf should take over? The usual. What do you think happened? I will not deliberate on things I have no knowledge about. Refreshing sentiment. Thanks. You're welcome. What are you voting in the election? I am not a citizen of Norvik. Okay, cool. Cool. You don't look like an elf. What do elves look like? I suppose there are many kind of elves. She nods. We do not call ourselves that, but yes, to your people, yes, I am an elf. Pimea. She closes her eyes. Pimea yo oli taina tia. We are the elves of stars. Any questions? You speak Elvish. Impressive. She looks to the side, then back at you. Your grasp on the human tongue is remarkable as well. She's too kind. Do your people have a great civilization below? No. I believe your people would call us nomads. So you're from the undercoast. How do I get there? Holes and tunnels. There are more than enough, even within viewing distance. Though I'd recommend gaining Lady Sageleaf's approval first. I've got some other questions. Great. Beep, beep, beep. I want to try. I really do want to try, so I'm gonna. Fuck. So close. How could you do such a thing? To prove attunement requires years of training. You've perhaps done a few exercises in your spare time. You've read about druidic magic, but you can always try it. Perhaps you can try it anyways. I have to try. Kneel and focus. You focus your mind on the nature around, on the life, the decay, the funny looking mushrooms, but you cannot sense it. Nothing. Magic is hard. Sure is. Maybe if I start clenching, move from mind to muscle, you keep clenching. Pressure. Pain. Ow! What the fuck? Perhaps this was a foolish choice. Ouch. But pain can be a good teacher. Perhaps you've learned something here. The elf keeps working on her brew. You tried it once and you clenched hard. I'm gonna use a shard. Show her your primal attunement. 19! Almost in that 20, baby. You kneel. You need to prove it. Your attunement to nature. Interesting. Yes. She places the bowl from her desk to the ground before you. You must show what you've learned in your studies. The primal forces are complicated, but you can still sense the tingle of your strings through every branch and mushroom. Hold your hand over the bowl. As you reach out, the elf hums, She then moves the bowl even closer to you. You've attempted this before. It did not go well. You believe that is all you require. Magic is not an exact science, despite what the instructors in the tower used to tell you. The esoteric in your realm does not conform to rules. That is the only rule they truly follow. Now feel the oily mushrooms inside this bowl. The strings within them, around them. Grab one of them, change it. Twist a string. Whoa! At first, nothing. Then a twinge. Whatever you touched, it is connected with the spores, the growth, the decay. You did little, but you did something. The elf nods. What did I do? Sorry about that. Hold on. What did I do? You ruined my brew. Oh! It's fine, listen. Oh, whoops. She laughs. You caused the fungi in the bowl to change acidity. It's subtle, but it's there. You perform an act of druidcraft, human. Use druidcraft to unlock unique interactions with the world, the natural world. I did? She gives you a lecherous smirk. Nassan grabs the bowl and pours the mushy mushrooms onto the ground. The contents wriggle before you. I made the mushroom come to life? No. They are supposed to move like that. You did not perform that big of an esoteric feat. Not yet, at least. She chuckles and puts the bowl back on her desk. Perhaps you can be one human I share knowledge with, if that is what you wish. I love plants. Give her a thumbs up, please do, I want to learn, or shrug. I love plants, give her a thumbs up, or please do, I want to learn. Please do, I want to learn. Very well. What do you want to know, human? I want to learn how to speak with animals. What is Druidcraft really? Can druids create magical food? Can nature protect me? What are these primal forces? What differs primal from arcane and divine forces? Thank you, that's all the magic questions for now. What differs primal forces from arcane and divine forces? She squints and stares at you for a while. The answer to that could be many. I would lean towards saying that they differ in only origin. But that origin makes all the difference in the world. How do you mean? I do not know. It is like forces that flow through your strings. Some flow from divine sources, some flow from natural primal sources. While the arcane, it is more like plucking those strings themselves, editing the rules, something like that. She gives you a slow nod. What are these primal forces? Nature. Her face says it is self-explanatory. That includes, but is not limited to, elements, life, anything that grows, really. It is that which exists at the core of all, but even after alterations it remains within. Generally speaking, a clump of ore will be more primal than a forged blade. In short, the primal energies emerge from natural energies. Not following, not interested either. Fuck you, intelligence. What? Can nature protect me? Of course, with bark skin. I do have a spell scroll of it, but it's down in the roots, below the garden. If you pass by, take it. I keep a cache hidden beneath Lord Pooh. Pooh is Elvish for tree. Ah, some kind of animated tree, I suppose? Something like that. We have a password. Just say, Minun Sixikas Puni, and he'll open right up. You can have the other stuff inside as well, since Sageleaf wants you to succeed. Oh great, thanks. You're welcome. She gives you a creepy smile. Just give the password and he will grant you access. Can druids create magical food, perhaps? Certainly. There is a spell that would be very useful for you since you're on the run all the time. Good apple. It creates 5 apples. Each can feed a grown man for a full day. Oh! I love apples. Can I have the spell? Please? Apples, huh? Or smirk? Or hold out your hand. Hold out your hand. She looks at it. I do not have that spell scroll, sorry. But I do seem to remember I handed one to Moongore. She might keep one in the roots of Pooh. Moongore? One of Sageleaf's enforcers. A bugbear. Lovely woman. Quite the bite on her. What is she implying? How can I get that good apple spell scroll? Just tell her I sent you. Moongore and I are friends, you see. Are these apples real or fake? They're real. I've customized the spell myself in the process of helping Sageleaf's apple strains down here. Magically created, yes, but real. Good. Good. What is Druidcraft really? I would call it at most useful path a most useful path of communication with nature. It can be used for many things, but for you, I would suggest focusing on the basics. Use it to move peacefully through the roots, and to show your balanced nature to those primal spirits who roam below. I want to learn how to speak with animals. That shouldn't be too hard. Here, a spell scroll to get you started. Speak with Animals, a first-level divination spell, grants you the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. These conversations can be surprisingly insightful. Cast it when you have an animal to speak with, and you should be able to hold a conversation as long as you can keep up. Thank you, that's all the magic questions for now. You're very welcome, human. That's it. Goodbye. We've got to speak with animals now. Nice. And Druidcraft. One action, primal, 30 feet, verbal and somatic, instantaneous. Whispering to the spirits of nature, you create a tiny harmless sentry effect that follows you. This effect allows you to engage with primal entities that would otherwise hide from your presence. Those guys! A tiny primal spirit. It's got apples. And I can just take them, but I won't for now. Swing! Thank you. Well, I think I want to go outside really quickly. Yes, Druid, okay. I want to go see these ones up here. Ah. Tiny primal spirit. Shimmy. Strange mushroom juice. Fermented mushrooms, often coven produced, must be decades old. The lumps seem to move around slightly. Grants a minor wisdom increase for a week. Cool. I want to look at these oily instructions. You hold up the paper, finding it to actually be a torn out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome's Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Read it, it's quite lengthy, or put it away. I think I've got time to read this.
The first step to understanding esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers at play. Yours strings stretch across his coast, invisible to the eye yet connected to all things living and dead. A spell is simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards will find it impossible to remember more than a handful of spells at a time. This is the big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each spell level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will be more difficult to memorize. A suggested harmless spell to use in training is the first level spell Grease. To increase your chances at memorization, attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. In the margins, there's a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It's written hastily and bold, like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. It says, "Every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it." Poor gnome. An esoteric mishap. Magic is a blade without a handle, and so on. Indeed, Grease is a dangerous spell. Intensely dangerous. Learn the spell. You quickly memorize the piece of paper. That's something at least. I'm gonna memorize some spells. I want to read the description for this. Casting time 1 action. Category arcane, range 60 feet. Verbal somatic. Material, a bit of pork rind or butter. Duration situational, up to a minute. Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns it into low friction, difficult terrain for the duration. And speak with animals. First level divination spell, casting time and action, category primal, range self, verbal, somatic, situational, up to 10 minutes. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration of the spell. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. Well. I definitely want to go cast Speak with Animals on that bird. And then I think I will call it there, because I need to go have lunch and do some chores before the stream I want to watch starts. Yes. As the spell activates, you suddenly watch as the bird lets out an annoyed grunt. What are you looking at, you dumb featherless walker? That's rude. Sigh, I don't know what I expected. Shut up, you dumb bird, or I have some questions. Sigh, I don't know what I expected. It speaks? The bird jolts and looks at you sideways. Who is this, one who speaks so bird-like yet does not carry wings? I'm from the local government. We have some questions for you. The bird lifts its neck up high. A proud beast. I am Faye, defensor of the coast, servant of Saint Sea. You are no feather, not enemy unless you break the oath between our worlds. A legal agreement either spoken aloud or written down. Some oaths, especially those sworn on the names of deities, have real esoteric power over one's body and mind. They can also be
broken, but at great cost. Oath, what oath? Or look, I don't care about this. The oath of pieces. Your low status would not allow your upper men to divulge such information, of course. It is the oath that tell your people to allow us to take your offerings. Sacrifices. Oh, you mean our scraps? Oh, right, offerings. Oh, you mean our scraps? Holy scraps, he barks. Squawks? Yes! The bird speaks like a bad politician who loves the sound of his own voice. What are you doing here? Who is Saint C? Do you live here? What are you voting in the election? What do you know about the tea shop explosion? Could I meet with the Holy See? What are you doing here? I am on mission to watch the water. The Lord of Water demands information, I give it. After long day of information gathering. Who is Saint C? The Holy See. Oh. The bird screams awfully loud. I serve the Lord of the Water, of the Holy See. He roams the coast. Do you live here? No. I nest at the wreck. That is the Holy Sea's home base. You are not invited. What are you voting in the election? Its eyes light up. The Holy See! The bird yells calmly. It flaps its wings violently. I should have guessed. That's not an official party. Or cool, do you not want to know what I'm voting for? You should vote for the Holy See, the bird says. If it is anything else, I do not care. He knows you well already. What do you know about the tea shop explosion? The what? Big fire over there. Ah, yes. It was the blue flames of death. The Lord of the Water has spoken of it much. He knows. He knows that is the sign of the end times. As the featherless burn upon the end of the ebbing tide, those who stay seated will scorch like the burning coast. A second coming of the featherless hubris. And the doorways will open once more. The bird clears its throat. The Holy See says it is so. I do not remember the rest. But it is something like the feathered court will rise as long as the dice of the string master favor us. That does not make much sense. The Holy See is truth. Can I meet with the Holy See? No. Only feathered are permitted. His bird face gives an expression you swear could only be described as a smirk. Thank you for your time. The bird's regal tone fades. You're left with nothing but the sound of the Ascani wind. Very nice. I can only cast one cantrip at a time, I see. Alright, well, next time we're gonna talk with the Dragon of Tolstad, Lady Sageleaf. But for now, I gotta go eat lunch. So I will see you all in the next one.